Well, I've been involved in music my whole life. I was a trumpet player. I started playing trumpet in fourth grade. And then I went to Cal State Northridge here in Los Angeles, and I majored in music. I was a trumpet performance major. And I graduated in 1986 with a Bachelor of Music degree. And I was always interested in business, even when I was at Northridge, when our groups would take tours to Japan or New York. I was always the guy like organizing the bank account and keeping track of all the payments, and I always liked doing business stuff. And then after I graduated in 1986, I worked for a company that took groups to Japan on tour. We actually went to Hawaii and Japan. The Berkeley High School Jazz Band, which in that time Joshua Redman was in the band. He was in high school at that point. And we also went to Japan. And that group who had taken us to Japan, I went to Japan with our jazz ensemble at Northridge and also our wind ensemble. And the same company that took our jazz ensemble to Japan was a company that I worked for, who I also worked for in the Bay Area at a music camp. I was born in Oakland, California, so during the summers when I was in college, I worked in a music camp up in the Bay Area in San Rafael, San Anselmo, and was a counselor and then on the staff and taught trumpet and just did, all kinds of good stuff there. After I graduated from Northridge, I worked for World Projects and took these groups over to Japan. And while I was in Hawaii, I received a call from Walt Disney World. I had been a musician there in the All-American College Band back in 1984. And they were starting a program. They wanted me to come out and be in the program. So I went out there in the fall of '86. And then that program ended in 1987, and I stayed on as a professional musician until the fall of 1987. We were performing in a show out there, which was celebrating the 15 years of their existence. It was started in 1971. When those shows ended, I knew at that point that I didn't want to be a professional musician. I had the experience, and it was great, and it was a great paying job, but I didn't have the passion. And I'll never forget Wayne Newton actually came out and gave a talk to our group out there, and he said, if you'd be on the street corner singing or dancing or playing your instrument, no matter what, whether people paid you or not, then you should go and follow that dream. And I realized, no, I really wouldn't be on the street corner. So I went to the University of Central Florida and I started doing some research, and that's when I decided that I wanted to get my MBA and I wanted to come back to LA. And I was researching programs, but once you start working and you start getting paid, it's hard to stop and go back to school. I liked getting paid. I liked earning money. So I wanted to go to a school where I can still work and have a job and then do it part-time. So when I was out there, I wrote to Joel Leach at Cal State Northridge, who was my jazz band instructor, and I told him, what I was doing and what I was thinking about. And he said, well, he knows a company here in the San Fernando Valley that he is working with. He had a publishing catalog called Studio 4 Music, a percussion catalog, and Alfred was the distributor of that catalog. So when I came out here and started to do research to see what programs I wanted to be involved in, Joel Leach hooked me up with the people here at Alfred, and they had a job opening. It was at the end of 1987. And I did the interview, and I went away for the holiday, and I got offered the job. And when we came back after the Christmas holiday in 1988, I started on January 4th, 1988. So I stayed down here. Even though I was born in Oakland, California, and grew up and went to school there, I pretty much stayed in this area. I still have family up in the Bay Area, but this is my home now.